Yo YouTube, GK back, and we're reading chapter 14, the start of arc 2 for Final Fantasy X 2.5 Novella. We're going to jump right into it. Let's see how much we can get done. We're not really going to discuss anything after this either. We're just going to simply post the videos, and they're just going to be the reading. And we'll do a recap after the second arc is completed. Valm dreamt of producing an Aeon and becoming immortal. He would live with Kush, and when the young woman would go into the far plane to flower there, Valm would fall in with another summoner and would fight forever. He had often wondered what Aeon cores dreamt about, and how their creature saw the world. He would never know it. He was going to die like an ordinary man. Gunshots had resounded behind him. A beddoll in yellow with a clumsy walk had appeared suddenly. Smoke was still escaping from the barrel of the rifle he was tightening under his left arm. Valm did not know how many bullets he had fired. In the bedroom, everyone except for the newcomer was in a stupor. Then the hirsute beddoll insulted his comrade vehemently. Kush stood up straight, screeched, and fell again onto the bed. She could not stand. Infano had to support her. Valm was going to faint. Kush was screaming, but Valm did not want to answer her. She was getting on his nerves. As for the high-pitched bawls of the beddolls, they were wearing him out. The owner of the rifle was vociferating, his right arm raised. With no hand at the end, his stump was wrapped with a dressing soaked with blood. He has come to take revenge on me. Valm's life against the hand of the beddol in his eyes of the guard. The deal appeared to be hardly stable, somehow like this story of hell and flowers. How do you feel? Infano asked. Valm would have wanted to tell him how his question was stupid, but he could not speak anymore. Are you in pain? Valm was not suffering. His death was imminent. He directed his regard towards Kush. Paralyzed by stupefaction, Infano was holding her in his arms. It was certainly one of the worst viewings that the guard could bring along with him in his death. At the risk of turning himself into a terrifying monster, Infano. Just a whisper, but it was enough. Without releasing Kush's shoulders, the summoner leaned over to him. Send me in the world beyond. I don't want to go into hell or become an afraid creature. Valm, Kush spoke. I am sorry. Summoner Infano, who bears the name of the god of beauty, performed the rite. Valm. Kush burst into tears. He continued to ignore her. From now on, this was the only way to punish her. Valm, Infano answered with a grimace. You're mistaken. Valm would have liked to listen to the rest, but the night was falling in his world. He closed his eyes. He had to get rid of his regrets, else he would turn into a monster. He was awaiting him. He had heard say of that in some cases, if the deceased was too angry, sending rites could fail. He had to put himself in a favorable state of mind. Hurry, Infano. No, Kush shouted. Valm did not understand her reaction. Why does she refuse me the ceremony? Does she want me to return as a monster, to go to hell? This is her who is punishing me. He had taken on the name of the god of order, but he had let himself get sucked into the chaos of passion. That was the source of all his errors. His place was indeed in hell. I wonder what kinds of tortures are awaiting me over there, Valm thought, whose real name was Bria. Okay. Chapter 15. Yuna woke up on the beach, Titus beside her. Lying on her back, she was contemplating the sky. The light was strong, the sun at its zenith. They had not fainted for a long time. A slight noise made her head spin. Titus's mouth was open and a little crab was trying to enter it. She got rid of it and then stood up slowly. Thereafter, she caught hold of the young man under her shoulders and started to drag him to a shady place. She was moving backwards step by step while encouraging herself in an undertow. The heels of the young man were digging into two little furrows in the sand. Yuna was watching in turn these marks, which extended as far as the sea, the beach behind her, and beyond the trees and their shade. Without being discouraged, she kept hauling him. Her back was in pain and the sun was burning her skin. If only I still had my clothes. She remembered vaguely having removed them. Titus moved. Ouch. Yuna stopped immediately. Are you hurt somewhere? Yes, under my shoulders. It's you who's hurting me. She let go of him. Is that so? In that case, you'll manage everything by yourself. I'm not complaining if I'm in pain, then I'm alive. Can you keep hauling me? My waist is killing me. What a granny. She let herself fall into the sand close to him. May I, young man? I'm too old for this kind of stuff. The phrase, a gift of Yemen, crossed her mind, but she remained silent. She used it less often from now on, but it was difficult to get out of the habit learned during her childhood. Your shoulders must be suffering, Titus noticed with compassion. She nodded to confirm it. If he was like she remembered, he was going to go on with an optimistic declaration. But a tanned skin is very pretty, she laughed. Indeed, and Riku is a relevant example for this, but me, I'm burning, and that's all. Without cream or sphere, I run the risk to end up grilled. Let's get ourselves in the shape, then. That's what I was doing, but an uncooperative person stopped me. Titus burst out laughing. Yuna ran her hand over her red shoulder. That's great. If I'm in pain, then I'm alive, isn't it? I know a better way to make sure of that. He leaned over Yuna, who moved back. Hold on, young man. Really? We're in the clear. Don't you think that's a cause for celebration? He clung close to her once again. His lips deformed in an exaggerated pout. Yuna giggled and pushed him away with a finger. Someone may be observing us. Look at this orange tower. It's like Besaid. Titus ceased to mess around and scrutinize the surroundings. He was showing the beginning of a path which sank into the interior. That's right, we can expect the Aurochs to show up momentarily, yet we're somewhere else. The landscape is the same, but some details are missing. There was neither wood pontoons, nor stakes where the ships moored, nor wreaths stacked on the sand. The storm, Titus exclaimed. It might have blown away everything. I don't think so. The beach would be crawling with people. They must be searching for us everywhere. Before leaving the village, she had advised Waka of her intention of getting on the Ace. Now he must have been dead worried. She shook her head. It's like Besaid, but it's a different island. I really wonder where we are. There's only one way to find out. Let's go. Ooh, and that is where we're going to stop, as chapter 16 is extremely long. Yeah, so that's going to be it for today. I know a lot shorter. I want to keep these a little shorter, maybe keep your attention a little bit more, try something new with this. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm GK, and have a good day.